Hey, okay, we're live again. Hey everyone, if you're tuning in with us, we are going to play a game called DraftoSaurus. So this is a game by Ankama Games. It takes about 15 minutes to play. It plays in 2 to 5 players and says for ages 8 and up. And so there's a lot of different designers, and I'm not even going to begin to try to mention what the names are because they look like they're French. Antoine Boza. So that's probably about the only one I can probably come close to pronouncing. So let's get this puppy open. There's not a whole lot in this box, as you can see. So there's the rule book, and then here's some dinosaurs. And we each get a pen. So the pen is where we will keep our dinosaurs. So I'll set that up here, like so. And then there is another rule book in French there. So. So we're going to take over this side here. This is a different version, so we'll just get rid of that. Yeah, so we'll put that in front of us. Okay. All right. So, can you open up these blinds? Other way. That one opens. Yep. This one. Yep. And try turning off that far light, so we can get the lighting a little bit better. Turn that one back on. Or try turning off this. Turn it back on again. That's fine. I guess it'll be what it is. Alright, so let's see if we can zoom in a little bit better than that. So we'll just push that out a little bit further. Can you see it? Okay. Alright, so the way we play this game is we first get the rule book and throw it in the trash. You don't need it. I'm kidding. So there's going to be different rounds, obviously, and there's going to be different things that you'll do. And for how many players there is, it talks about how many dinosaurs. So it says game components, 5 zoo boards, 60 dinosaurs, 1 placement die, and 1 draw bag. So the placement die is here. Okay, and so we will roll this dice to place dinosaurs in different places, and it kind of determines on where they are placed. So, like for instance, this arrow here is on the board somewhere, I do believe. Yes, there. So then they would put them down here. Okay. And then this symbol here is a restrooms. And the restrooms go over here. There's a path. And then there should be a rock. The rock, I do believe, is in this area here. And there are trees. So the trees will be in the area with the trees. Coffee. So then there's the food or coffee this way. There is a Tyrannosaurus Rex. And I'll explain that in a second. And then there is, I know there's another one. Tyrannosaurus Rex. There's that coffee. Maybe I did get them all. Okay. Because there's a love. So you put dinosaurs based on the pins and like the placement of them, which I'll explain here in a second. We will get rid of 2 dinosaurs of each species. So there's 2 Tyrannosaurus Rex. Those will go away. 2 orange, I can't remember what those are called. 2 Stegosauruses. Here are the 2 Triceratops. And we need 2 of the duckbill dinosaurs. This one. And then 2 Brontosaurus here. Brachiosaurus. And is that it? I think that's it, right? Mm-hmm. Actually, I don't like to put it in the bag if I need the bag, so I'll put it back in the box. There we go.
You have 3 in there.
Oh, good catch. These will go all in the bag. You want to put those back in the bag for me real quick? Alright. So we have different areas here. And so we have a forest area here, like I said. So there's the die, shows that there. So that will place this in these areas. Then we have the rock, or the meadow of differences. So the rock looks like this. Okay. And then we have the woody trio. So the way that this woody trio here works says that this pin can hold up to 3 dinosaurs of any species, the same or different. At the end of the game, it brings in 6 victory points if there are exactly 3 dinosaurs in it, regardless of species. Otherwise, it brings in 0. So this one, you have to have 3 dinosaurs of any type there. We have King of the Jungle, which is here. So I'll hold this up better so you can see. So there's the trio there, and then there's the King of the Dinosaurs. That one says that at the end of the game, it brings 7 victory points if your zoo contains at least as many dinosaurs of the species contained in this pen as there are in each of your opponent's pens. So if any of your opponent's zoos have more dinosaurs of these species than yours does, this pen brings in 0 points. So basically you put 1 here, and then if you have more if you have more of those dinosaurs throughout your whole board than your opponent, you'll get an additional 7 points. Okay? Now remember, I think there's a typo on here. So for this one here, because it says that it brings in 6 victory points, but here it lists 7. Mm-hmm. So that was a typo either in the book or on the playboard. So I'm going to say that it is 7, not 6, because it's listed on the board. It would be confusing. Then there is a solitary island here. So at the end of the game, it brings in 7 victory points if the dinosaur in this pen is the only one of the species in your zoo. So if you only have 1 of that type in your whole zoo, you get 7 victory points. Okay. Then you have food court, which is over on this side of the board. Okay. Then you have restrooms. Then you have the river here. Okay. You have the T-Rex here. So T-Rex is a special dinosaur. At the end of the game, each of your pens that contains at least 1 T-Rex brings in 1 additional victory point. Important. Pens with more than 1 T-Rex bring in 1 point per pen. So you can't have 2 for each Tyrannosaurus. Then the river says the river is a special zone that is not treated like a pen. At the end of the game, each dinosaur in it brings 1 victory point. So you can put dinosaurs in your river here. And so that would be the symbol of this arrow. If I can't talk today, arrow here. Okay. And I believe if you roll that, you can also play in the trio because it has the symbols there. There we go. All right. And there it gives you a placement of the die. Obviously, the wooded area, the dinosaurs must be placed in the pen. In the woodland section of your zoo, the grasslands, that's what they call this, grasslands, must be placed in the pen in the grassland section of your zoo. You have restrooms. The dinosaurs must be placed on the restroom side of your zoo to the right of the river. And then the food court, the dinosaurs must be placed in the food court side of the river. And then you have empty pen. The dinosaurs must be placed in an empty pen. Okay, so that's what that means. So this symbol means an empty pen. So it has to be one of the pens that are empty. Watch out for T-Rex. So if we roll the T-Rex symbol here, the dinosaurs must be placed in a pen that does not contain a T-Rex. All right, end of the game. The game is over after the end of the second round. Players count their points, and the player with the most points wins. In the event of a tie, the player who has fewest T-Rex wins. If they are still tied, the player will share in the win. All right. So then there's an alternate zoo, but if we're going to cover, here's a 2-player version. It says a 2-player game is played in 4 rounds instead of the usual 2. At the start of each round, the players draw 6 dinosaurs randomly from the draw bag, but they only place 3 during the round. Okay. The players take turns rolling the placement die. The die condition only applies to players who did not roll the die. Each player chooses the dinosaur they want to place in their zoo. Each player chooses a second dinosaur, which they put in the box. The players then trade their hands of a dinosaur. All right. Any questions?
Yeah.
It says here, in order to win the title of the best dinosaur zoo manager, the players play 2 games in a row, where the first one played in the summer and the second one played in winter. Each player adds their totals for both games to determine the winner. Okay. So the instructions are pretty simple. What to do? So round 1, players will draw, or it says the player with the placement die rolls it. Then all the players each choose a dinosaur from their hand simultaneously. When every player has chosen a dinosaur, everyone reveals the one they chose and places it in their zoo. Alright, so what we're going to do is, you want to go first, or you want me to go first?
You can go first.
Okay. So I'm going to take out 6. Let's see. So I can't show you. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Alright, so I got 6. Hopefully you didn't really see what I got. Whenever I play this game, I think I need some hand sanitizer because I don't know who's going to be sweating all over these dinos I have. Okay. And then we roll the placement die. So we rolled a Beware of a Tyrannosaurus Rex. So what does that mean again?
You have to place the dinosaurs in a pen that does not contain the
Tyrannosaurus Rex. Yep. Alright, so then all the players each choose a dinosaur from their hands simultaneously. So choose one, okay? And then you put it in your hand. So then we're going to reveal it together. Alright, 1, 2, 3, reveal. All players except the player who rolled the die must obey the placement condition imposed by the die. So I could, if I had a Tyrannosaurus Rex, I could place this wherever. So I'm going to go ahead and put this right here. So this symbol here means that they're all equal. This one means that they all have to be different. Alright, so then you want to roll the die? Actually, hold on. We got to pick one and discard it. Alright. You get to roll now. It's your turn.
Oh, wait, don't always shake hands.
Let me see. Then the players each pass the dinosaur still. Yep, you're right. Yep, good thinking. Alright. To the player on the left, player with the placement die passes it. The player on the left as well. A new turn begins. The placement die is rolled. Each player places a dinosaur in their zoo and passes their remaining dinosaurs to the player. So, alright, so we pick another one. Okay. Alright. 1, 2, 3, go. Yep. Alright. And so, is that what you rolled?
Mm-hmm.
Alright. So I will put that here. And it also says that you don't have to put your dinosaur in a pen. You can always put it in the river. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
Alright. So then we take another one and then we get rid of it. Alright. So restroom. So we're going to take something and put it in the restroom. And we get rid of the next one. Alright, so then we do another round. So It'll be your turn to roll the die, so you're going to get some of those. Alright. So you pick one. And that symbol means what again?
An open pen.
Right. Yep.
Although the person who rolls the die doesn't have to do
Right.
it. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Alright, so we gotta choose another one to get rid of. Alright, secretly choose another one. I roll the die. Oops, sorry. And this one has to go into the food court. One, two, three. Alright, so that one has to go in your food court. I will put this guy right here. Oop. Alright, so then your turn to roll. Place. Yep.
Did you already get your...
Right. Oh, sorry. No, sorry. Yep, I should be first. Good catching.
Good job.
Alright, ready? So you cannot put it in where there is a Tyrannosaurus Rex. Right.
Pick one.
Pick one, you're right. Your turn. Okay. Yep. Put it in the same pin as over there. I gotta get rid of something. Alright, so this has to go into your coffee shop. What are you doing? Was that there? No, that was here. Alright, so then it'll be your turn. It'll be the last round of this. And I have a 3D printer going, so that's, if it's kind of noisy in here, that's why. Let me draw 6 first. I think there's only, should be 6 left, right?
Mm-hmm.
No, there's more than that. So this one has to go into. Oh, that stinks. Come on, Stegosaurus. You got this. Alright. My turn? So that has to go into the forest for you. One's the loneliest number. Oh, stand up there. Let's make another one and whee! Alright, your turn to roll the die. So this has to go in the restroom, huh? Well, that stinks. Alright, so we gotta do points now, right? What's on the back? There we go. Even on here it shows 7 points, so I was mistyped in the instructions earlier. So that is worth 7 points exactly. Alright, so for this zone here, the force of sameness, this pin can only hold dinosaurs of the same species but must be filled from left to right and no gaps. So I'm going to get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I'm going to get 18 points for that one. I'm going to get another 7. 25. Then we get another 7 here. 32. And then I don't think I got this. Because, well, you have more Tyrannosaurus Rex, but I don't know if they actually have to be in your zoo. So let's call the King of the Jungle. At the end of the game, it brings in 7 victory points if your zoo contains at least as many dinosaurs of the species contained in this pen as there are in each of your opponent's zoos. If any of your opponent's zoos has more dinosaurs than this species than yours does, the pen brings in 0. So I'm guessing these count. So I have 2 Tyrannosaurus Rex. You have 3. Alright, so then 15, 25, 32. Then we get each 1 point for each Tyrannosaurus and a pen. I have 34 points. Wait, hold on. I miscounted. I have 28 points.
So do I.
Well, who has the least amount of Tyrannosaurus Rex wins. That would be me. Sucker! Should we play again? That was a pretty quick game. No? Okay. Alright, well, thanks for watching.